Hi, I'm Stan LaFever. I'm here with Mark and Matt. We went out today, it's April 26th. We went out kind of pre-fishing for the Yamamoto a little bit. Caught a lot of nice fish today. I think it's going to be a super good tournament, and the fish we found are spawn, setting up for the spawn, and there's post-spawn fish.
What were you using today?
Almost all the fish we caught were on wacky Cincos. We caught, I don't know how many Cincos we went through today. What do you think?
At least 3-4 packs of them.
Yeah, and that was the main bait all day long, was just the Cinco. We did catch a few the swimming Cinco fish, and we did catch a few on the Yamamoto spinnerbait, but most of the fish were on Cincos.
Tell me about the places you were finding them.
Just typical spawning banks, anything that had sun on them, and we ran a lot of yellow flowers today. I know some of the older guys know about the yellow flowers, but that was we looked for a lot of that today.
Yeah, the idea in the morning was to catch them on reaction, and that didn't really pan out. We were thinking there was going to be more tidal movement than there was, and it ended up really being pretty much slack all day, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like Stan was saying, we ended up going to the Cincos for the most part, and they seemed like, you know, hitting it on the drop. You know, give you a couple of good tugs, and then wham, they would smoke it. We got some really nice fish today.
What about the water conditions?
There's mixed water conditions. There's some real tannic looking water, and then some clear water, but we caught them in both. The tide this morning was we started this morning, I think the high tide was at 8 o'clock at Ladd's, and it just seemed like it took a long time. It was just a real slow tide going out. I think we could have caught a lot more fish if we had a little bit more movement, but we did pretty good for what we had to work with, and the bite was a lot better in the morning. As the day progressed, it got slower. We still caught fish and a lot, but the size all came in the morning. The temp ranged from 62 this morning till 68 in the afternoon. The depths were anywhere from 1 foot to 6 foot.
We caught them all over the place today, and it might have had something to do with the fact that you're right in the middle of the spawn, so there's fish doing everything. We're catching them on weeds, riprap banks, toolies. Yeah. It didn't really seem to matter. It just was a matter of finding banks that had fish on them.
How many fish you get today?
Probably 17, 15 to 20, in that range.
And what was your biggest?
Biggest would have been 9 or 10.
Yeah. That
was Mark's fish, of course. He seems to always have a knack for finding the hogs.
And your average?
Average fish today? 6, yeah, probably. Yeah. I bet.
5.5.
Yeah. 25 to 30 pounds for 5 probably would have gone. Of course, there's 3 of us, so that's cheating a little bit.
All right, I know most of you guys won't believe this, but Stan and Matt and I came last year and we caught some big fish. And this is the exact same hook that I used last year to catch a couple of fish in the 8 to 9 pound range. And used it again this year, cut it off, put a different bait on it, different color Cinco. But it in the 20 pound fluorocarbon Maxima with the same 710 St. Croix Magnum cranking rod that I used last year. And one of the reasons I like this is it has a fairly soft tip and action, so you can feel the real soft pickup, but it's long enough and has enough backbone that you can actually handle the bigger fish and get them under control. But it has enough softness to it when they get next to the boat that it doesn't stiffen up too much and pull the hooks out. So same combination as last year basically, and got a couple of big fish again this year.
All right, can you guys show me one of your big ones?
Sure. Grab that big one, Matt.
Oh, gonna do it to me again. There's our big one. Figure she's probably pushing about 9, 9.5.